Welcome to this first episode of the new layout that I'm going to put right over in here. It's going to be 12 feet along the back, 12 feet. I'm improving on things that I had done before on other layouts. I'm going to start the track or the table 2 feet from this wall so that I'll be able to stand in here and reach. It's going to be a U-shape layout. It'll be 12 feet across the back. It'll come out 8 feet, and over here it will come out a total of 8 feet from the wall. This will be 3 feet wide on the little U part, the bottom of the U, basically. There's a couple things, or one thing, that I want to do that I didn't do in the other one. I had this outlet right here. You know what? You know what would be good is to probably kill the power so I don't get electrocuted. I'll just turn that breaker off. When the light goes off, I'll know it's off. There we go. Should be safe now. Like that word, should be? All right. Hey, how about some more light? Whoa. So I want to lower this down so it'll be under the table. I'm going to disconnect this wire. It runs into this little room where there's another setup of outlets like this. One thing I want to do, since I'm taking this apart, but I never liked the ground plug up, and there's mixed feelings about that, but I'm going to turn them over. Later on, if I want to, I can just add this back on here. For now, I'm just going to cut the wires to that side. I'll leave lots of good length on this. All right. There, I got the box mounted. Should come in below where the table will be. All right, let's see if the outlets work. Still. I'll go turn the breaker on. Good. There. That's like the biggest pre-assembly thing that I wanted to get accomplished. So we're good for power. I'll be able to plug the train stuff into this. And I have another set of outlets over there if I need more power. Okay. I'm just going to sweep this out a little bit. And I think we're ready to put this together. Kaya usually likes to help me sweeping. All right, are we ready? Are you ready? So right here, I have made marks 2 feet. This is actually an inch and a half more than that because I'm going to be screwing on a 2x that'll come out here. So I allowed an inch and a half for the thickness. So this will be my starting point. I also put a screw right here. So because I'm by myself, when I put a plate on here, I can just bump up to that and I know I've hit it exactly. So now I'm just going to snap a line across here. And I've made a mark over here at 12 feet. That's where I'm going to go. And that represents the top of the framing. All right, so now I can screw a 2x4 onto there, and it will have begun. I'm just using recycled wood, stuff that I've had right along. Oh, that's handy. Also using up these screws that have just a weird head on it that I don't like, so they will be gone. There we go. It has begun. There are essentially 4 perimeter joists, if you will, that are going to come out. So I'm going to attach legs to those. I have them, they're all cut to length already. So I'm going to attach the legs, and then we're going to put this up. I've set these up for this side. This is going to be the inner one. It's 1.5 inches shorter than this one because of the plate on the back. It makes it stick out further. These screws, they actually have they're sort of a square head and a regular Phillips combined. Probably a square head would fit in there better. I didn't want to go hunt for one, and it's always a nuisance. Anyway, I'm using these up. You'll notice that these are going the opposite way. It's because this is the outside one. When I stand it up, there'll be a 2x4 that comes into that. Perfect. Perfect. The reason I'm putting these on now is because it's just me, and it'll be a lot easier to put them on if there's a leg holding up the other side. I'm going to start a couple of screws so that when I stand it up, it'll be ready to go. All right, this was the very outside one. Oh, it's going to be big. So this one is coming on the outside of this one. That's why I started the screws in from that direction. You can see I have plenty of room to stand and work. Okay, I'll do the other one. And I had already marked these out so I know where they attach over there. There. I'll do this side next. And I'll start 2 screws again on, this is the inner one. This is the outer one. But I want to go straight in so that it comes into the end of the plate here. There. Let's put those up. And I have that mark here already. This is looking huge. And that's the wrong one. That would look wrong. That was close. Whew, that is big. There. I have to see if I can back you guys up so you can see the next step. Let's just see how close these came out as far as being flat. That looks good. Those line up well. Okay. Now let's connect them. In order to make this the same as here, I have to measure, of course. So I took a measurement inside to inside. It's 45 inches. And as luck or good fortune would have it, I've already cut one at 45. Later on, I'll come back and I'll run screws in from this direction, and that'll take out a lot of the wobbly. Okay, let's do that side. And I am picking the better side of the wood to be on the outside so that the wane and whatnot isn't showing. Almost finished there, and now there's just one more that will come 3 feet out from the wall. It'll come across here. Then there'll be some incidental framing across to give it some strength, and then I'll put some. I'm going to use the OSB that I had on the previous layout. So we'll get some marks on here. 3 feet out. And the length of this one will be 47 3/4. All right. This was a pretty rough piece of wood. I'm still going to use it. It has wane on this side, and it's missing a chunk on this side. But one thing I learned from the previous layout was in making turns here, I needed to soften the corners. So I'm going to I'll put this in, and I'm going to put an angle here, and that will soften the corner, and it'll hide this. Smoke and mirrors, baby. I already started the screws. I drew lines so I know where's. There. Except for these angle pieces, the framing and the cross pieces, other than those two things, it's complete. I've cut both angle pieces to go on each side, again, to soften the corners for the sake of the tracks. The other important thing is we know that's 12 feet, and I made sure that this was 12 feet. I measured that. And then I did diagonals to make sure we're square, because these, believe it or not, these little critters are going to stiffen up the framework a lot. So I've made marks, so I know exactly where to place these. I think we ought to just screw them on. Well, let's put some of these in, huh? I've already started screws, so I wouldn't have to deal with that. Have these all cut. Let's see how it goes. And I've marked, so that's probably not good. This has been dropped off 15 feet up in the air in the past. Not on purpose, of course. So I've made marks. I'm putting these all 2 feet on center. I have a mark over there. That's one side. One pressure treated I'm using. Okay, now this is the next thing I'm going to do is something I should have done on the other, actually both layouts, the other layout that I still have and this one. For those of you that don't know, out around the corner there's another train layout. A lot of, pretty much everybody's seen that. I'm going to drill holes, like several in series, so for running wire so that it can stay up out of, so it's not hanging down. I wish I had done that on the others. So I'm going to do that next. I didn't look for like the longest bit I could find, but this one, I've already drilled 2 holes, so I've warmed it up. It's self-sucking. So it's a lot more effortless. I'm going to drill some here. You never know. I think 3 across will be sufficient. That is so much easier than crawling underneath, especially at my age, right? Amen? Ta-da! Okay. I'll sweep all that out. Kaya, of course, will want to help me. I had forgotten one piece of framing. I needed something right across here. I had this, it was doubled. I didn't double it because it needed it. It was just already there, so I cut it to length. Screwed it in, and I drilled the holes so that everything is drilled. So now pet name Snappy. This is I think the brand is Snap Fresh. We've had it for a long time. Kaya always loves to help me, so I'm just going to blow all of it that way. You got to use your inside voice there, puppy dog. It's kind of loud. This was the OSB that was on the table of the previous layout here. So I'm just going to flip it upside down, and the holes will be there. I may add some just strapping or something to fill out that void. Kaya says, "What's that all about? What are you doing?" I'll be putting 1.5 inch foam insulation on top of this. So you can see I can reach to there, and if I go around to that side, I can reach that. So I can reach quite a ways. Really going to enjoy that, not having to crawl under and use those holes. Two holes. There. Now I'll cut a piece for in here and cut these angles. So this was a scrap piece I had to cut 4 or 5 inches off the end. and it should fit. Well, I had to add on just a couple of scab pieces here to support that. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a pencil and I'll scribe that in. Just like that. Now I'll take it, flip it over, and cut that out. Will it fit? Yes, it will. Nice. That is such an improvement because on the previous layout, I added this part later and it worked out okay, but this is a lot cleaner. Should blend in really well. So now I'll screw that down. I think I will add just a piece of strapping across there. Wow, this is some I had ripped some time ago. I love using up other stuff. This is me walking around the table, not having to crawl underneath and getting those holes. I love that. Good. Now, how about, I may fit the foam insulation, may just fit it on here, but I want to paint this. So I'm just going to put the foam on and see how that looks. Prepare for some beautifulness. Oh, that is going to be nice. One there. And I'll do the same thing. I'll cut one to fit right there. Got a little chip right there. Let me cut this one piece. I'll use a handsaw for this. Then I'll do the same thing. I'll scribe this little part. Good, 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 good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, same thing. Draw that line. Right there. Nice, very good. All right. So I'll glue this down, but first I need to get paint. I want to paint that wall and kind of freshen it up. Thanks for watching. So this is the end of episode 1. Sorry, I just ran out of time. We will have more coming out. This is so exciting because I have some great ideas for this layout. I actually, compared to the previous layout, I actually have more of a plan. It's not solid yet, but it's a lot better than the other layout. I just wanted 3 separate tracks going every which way, and I got that. But then from that point, there was just nothing else I could do. So there it is. Everything fits really well. Everything's flat as a pancake. Okay, See you later. Really appreciate you watching. Thanks. And we'll have another one coming out for next week.